Ulla-Britt inte med.
$100 för Därjord, 100 kronor. Alla nöjd på 120. 120. Alla nöjd. Ja, 200 kronor. 200 kronor. 210. Här på 210 kronor. Ja.
Och den har en naturtonserie.
Wow.
Och så vidare. Tack. I Brattland utanför Åre. På den tiden så var det 3 hus i Åre. 3 gårdar.
I bilen. Den har gått nu lite. Det var kallt. Var är elektroniken då?
Elektroniken.
Vart får den?
Ja, vart får den? Ska vi fixa på den här sidan då? Vad tror du, Ivar? Kommer det här att funka?
Det kommer ingenting funka.
Nähä.
Jag tycker vi ska gå tillbaka till nu.
Dra inte för mycket då.
Ska jag ta lös tejpen här nu eller?
Ja.
Och fiska lite med metspärr.
Vi fiskar med metspärr.
That was in the beginning of August, and so far this battery has been very nice. It has been able to charge up our things that we need for making these videos, and also some power tools and using vacuum cleaner. And thanks to the solar panel that we got as a wedding gift, we have been able to charge it up in a faster rate than we use electricity. So it has been really nice this summer. But already now in September the sun is getting lower and lower and is not getting over the treetops here. So it will be interesting to see how this winter goes. My guess is that we need to take this up to the village and charge it every now and then. In the winter we only get sunshine in that corner all the way over there. And that is 150 meters to the cabin. That is about 500 feet. I have no idea what gauge cable I would need to transport the energy from the solar panels from that corner all the way to the cabin. I know there are some online calculators and stuff, but there are some parameters that I don't understand yet that I need to figure out before I can calculate that. But I don't know if I even want to do that, because I have no idea how much money I would need to have that cable all the way here. It would be really interesting to come up with some water power solution to charge this up that also would work in the winter with freezing water. I guess that will be a future project. We try to use the DC outputs as much as possible. I would really like to find a charger for the power tools with a cigarette connector. Shouldn't be impossible, but I haven't found one for the brand that I have. So if anybody knows where I can find a DC charger for Bosch 18 volts battery, would be nice. I didn't find anything when I searched. I did find other brands though, so I chose the wrong kind, I guess. Almost all the equipment we use for making these videos we can charge with DC, but I got a drone that I need to charge with AC. And as soon as we start using these AC outputs, the battery drains very fast. So I guess the inverter is costing a lot of energy. So my conclusion is, so far this has been very good for us. I have never used any other brand or any other kind of these things, so I have nothing to compare it to other than our own very simple system with just a battery alligator clamps before this. So compared to that, this is very nice. And it has made things much easier for us. In the previous video where we unpacked this and gave you our initial thoughts, I said that the pricing felt a little bit steep. But now, after using it for a while, I would say it is worth the money. If I had known, I would have saved up for something like this much earlier. The camera battery died. So I guess I would say I would recommend this thing, even though I can't vouch for any longevity, because we have only had it for this summer.
I do believe that this summer has been the coldest one in many years. I think it's like maximum 10 days we have been wearing shorts and stuff like that. Like you see now, I have my woolen sweater on and have had it almost all summer. So it feels pretty weird not to be able to sit outside to have our breakfast or dinners and such. But still, the garden has some growth in it and I'm happy for that. But there's a lot of herbs that I have had for many years now in the garden that, I don't know, had disappeared during this winter and died away. I'm not sure why, but that's sad. So I need to plant them again until next year. For example, my St. John's wort almost disappeared, and that has been really thick and a lot with it earlier years, so I'm not sure what happened there. And yeah, a lot of other stuff just gone. One of the missing cats. Both Frasse and Kröse-Maja have almost not been home at all this summer. They have become city cats up in the village. Yeah. Sadly, it feels I haven't had much time in the garden this year. So much other stuff to do. Mostly the party, or the wedding party. It took a lot of time, almost the entire of June. So now I'm trying to take some time in here and enjoy the flowers. I don't think it shows on camera, but the greenhouse has like sunk a lot. So it's like we placed it in a bog, which it's an old mire, I guess it is. So I think we will eventually need to take it down and rebuild the foundation. This side here is a lot deeper down than the rest of the house, and that makes the glass panes to crack. So we really need to do something about that, maybe this autumn. I'm trying to pick as much as I can and dry them, but I also have quite a lot left from last year, so I'm not trying to overdo this year and use it up before I make some new. So there's a lot of flower picking to put inside on the table from my calendulas over there, and also the cornflowers. So that's really nice too. I have also for the first time tried to make my own smudge sticks. So just picking the herbs I think would fit together and smell good, and tie them together and hang them to dry. And even though it was my first time to try to make them earlier this summer, I'm going to make one now, and maybe some of you will be inspired to make one too. It's really easy. Well, it's a new day and a new month actually, because the mosquitoes came in hordes and I had to hide for a bit, and then time went by. But here it is, the wormwood, and I'm making a smudge stick. So just take some nice branches. Make sure it's a thick bundle, because when they dry it will disappear to almost nothing. You can use whatever herbs you want in your garden or out in the wildlife. For example, I have made some with mint and rosemary and raspberry leaves, for example. Just make sure they aren't poisonous, because that isn't good. And some herbs has a better scent than others when you burn them, so you have to try it out and then make a good choice for yourself. I don't know so much about wormwood yet, but it feels like an interesting and mysterious plant. You have some string, preferably organic. Just a simple overhand knot to tie them together. Keep the leaves together, and you start to twirl it around and try to make it as tight as possible, because when it dries it's gonna be very loose. In a sideway angle and tight all the way up, and then in a sideward angle at the other way on your way down. I think this is really hard because all my bundles, when they dry, the thread has become very loose. Now when I'm down again I can choose to do a knot and finish, but I want to do one more time up and down. Just finish it off. Like that. Now I'm just gonna hang it in the cabin, up at the ceiling where it's a bit darker and not in direct light or sunlight. And when it has dried, you can burn it and smudge it. And as I said, this is my first year that I'm making these, so I am no expert. So if any of you have made these before and knows a little bit more, I'm happy to receive your advice in the comments. This is another one of wormwood that I made, but as you can see the threads are very loose here, so I haven't succeeded in making them tight enough. So I need to come up with some way to make them real tight when I'm doing them. It's really hard, because if you do it really hard when they're fresh, the thread almost cuts through the stems and destroys them, so I'm not sure how to do it. But I'm also going to try to dry herbs and smush them together with resin and make some loose incense also.
Nej,
Nej.
nej tack.
It has been raining heavy now for 3 days, so it's quite wet.
The fall has arrived at Talasbuan.
And it just happened overnight, basically.
So you've seen a little bit about what we have been doing this summer, and I guess next episode is going to be a little bit more from the summer. Var ska du?
Ivar is playing with the water. It's fun with all the puddles and the...
We have been a little bit overworked or stressed.
We are.
Yeah, lately. There are some not so pleasant things happening.
Around us.
Yeah. Large evil companies is making life difficult. If one could call fictional entities like companies evil. But I guess it's people hiding behind companies that are doing the evil stuff.
But we will talk more about those things in future episodes.
I guess colonialism never really went away.
Nope.
Yeah. But I'm confident that we will find our way through all these struggles. So I guess that's it for this episode.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh.